this is a great honor for every fan of the Dallas Cowboys. I'm honored to be in the NFL.
What can I say? Mamba out.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the afternoon show here on the Elite Sports and Entertainment Network. We have a very, very good show lined up for you here today. I'll be your host and producer, Logan Landers. And of course, I'm joined by my guy in the very top left, Jay McLovin, rocking the old school Houston Astros hat. I see you there, Jay. What's going on, brother?
Hey, I'm good, man. And I got my old Astros t-shirt, all-star t-shirt. Yeah. Had to go retro today.
I feel you on that. I went retro as well with the ECW t-shirt, so we're in sync today. Right above me, we got the host of the Gonzo Sports Room, Gonzo's Wrestling Room, Chris Gonzalez. Chris, how you doing this Friday, my man?
Not too bad at all. Nice day outside here in Indiana for a change. We ain't really had a nice day for a couple weeks. We had one, I think we got up to 71 day 2 weeks ago, and then it got cold again. So being on about 60 degrees a day and not much wind's been real nice.
All right. And the man to my, I believe, left or right, it's going to be the boy OG Tony. He's going to be moderating the show today. Tony, hope you're doing well out there in very frigid, cold, but at least you got it nice today, Indiana.
Yep. I'm doing good. I just got my belly full, went to MCL and ate all-you-can-eat catfish. And so I'm feeling pretty good. A little full, but...
Hey, you got a pescatarian diet? Is that what it is? You're just going for fish?
I got when they do that all you can eat catfish, I go eat about 12 pieces of catfish, and then I bring a piece of pie home. So I got a piece of chocolate pie in there. So they had that today. So yeah, for $8.69, you can't beat it.
Hey, what you call that? You said that's a Presbyterian diet?
Presbyterian, Jay.
Oh, Presbyterian. I thought you said Presbyterian. Okay.
No, that's the fried chicken you get after service on Sunday. That's what you get.
Is that what that is? Okay.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. But guys, before we get into the show, and before Tony kicks us off with our first topic today, if you enjoy the program, please be sure to like, comment, share, and of course, subscribe to our channel. You can find our link tree in the description. You can find all of our channels and all the other associated shows that we have here on the network. And we're going to have a great show today. Just no frills, just all great facts, all entertainment, all sports. It's going to be a fantastic show here today on this Friday. So without further ado, I will hand the mic over to OG Tony, and you can kick us off, my friend, with our first topic of discussion.
Yeah, guys, let's talk a little NBA. It's a big story, I think, because the Cleveland Cavaliers have really turned it around since James Harden got there. They're actually tied for third now with the Knicks. They've won 8 out of their last 10, but Harden fractured his thumb the other night. Not a shooting hand, but, I don't know what they're going to do. He's questionable for tonight. They haven't said how many games they think he's going to miss or if he's going to miss many. He's missed one so far. They lost that game. Donovan Mitchell's out also, which hurts because a lot of people would have Donovan Mitchell handle the ball more if Harden's with his dribbling hand, not going to handle the ball as much. So I think it's a big injury. I think things were going well for Cleveland. It could definitely set them back. So, Jay, what do you think about this with Harden? You know Harden well. He's played for your team at one point. So what are you thinking?
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Yeah, he fractured the tip of that thumb. I don't know what the pain level is for something like that. I'm sure it probably doesn't feel great. I don't know what the swelling looks like. I'm sure he's got some swelling in there as well. I don't know, man. It's interesting because you're right. How is he going to dribble the ball, especially when the way they grip the ball? I mean, thankfully it's not his shooting hand. But that's, I don't know, in football you could probably get away with it because you could. But when it's a two-person movement plus dribbling, it's a little bit more hands involved than just when a guy messes up his hand or whatever. In football. So that's it's going to be a little bit more difficult. I would imagine they're probably going to shoot up some sort of a steroid or some sort of a pain blocker in his hands to maybe help control the pain that way. But in all honesty, I think he's on the shelf for at least 2 to 3 weeks to try to see. And I think they got enough time. I think we got 30 games left in the season, right?
Yeah, give or take.
Yep.
So that's about another month or two. If I was them, I'd probably rest him up and not try to make that situation worse. and then just take an image of it or take another X-ray of it in about 2 weeks, and then I would probably go from there. But it's going to hurt him a little bit.
Yeah, it sounds like to me that they're wanting to try to play him, and I agree with you, Jay. I think that would be a mistake. I think at least you got to have a week or two off, at least. I would think. Again, I don't know how critical the injury really is, but they did say it was a fracture. So, what do you think, Logan?
Thankfully, like you said, it is in his non-shooting hand. Like I said, Harden's played long enough that he knows his body, he knows his limitations, and actually, he's had a very good year, numbers-wise, right? He's averaging just under, I believe, 24, 25 points per game, handful of rebounds, and about 7, 8 assists. So, I mean, he's not obviously putting up the 33, 34 MVP type numbers, but he's still a very good scoring threat. He always has been. That's why he's always so high up on the three-pointers list and the all-time scoring list, and he just keeps moving up year after year. I do think the reason, like I said, he isn't going to have surgery, which is good. But Cleveland might fall a little bit here because we do also know that they're missing 2 other stars in their team with Evan Mobley as well as Mitchell. So that is hurting them in the long run, potentially, with them being out for I'm not sure exactly how long, but with those 3 at least scoring pieces out, and with Mobley, both good scorer and a defender, they might have a slight dip in terms of, their win-loss record here over the next, 10 plus games, give or take. But I think in the long haul, as we get kind of closer towards the playoffs, that he'll come back, he'll be fine. I don't think it's going to affect him too terribly much. But like you said, I don't think he's going to be as much of an ISO dribbler maybe when he comes back. They'll give him some limited minutes when he comes back to see how he's playing, if he's still, scoring at a high clip. And also we know, too, with Harden that he loves to drive. He loves to go to the cup. He loves to go and get free throws. So I think that you kind of add maybe that little bit of caution as well, because you're more liable to get hit if you're driving to the lane and guys are swiping that ball trying to get it out of your hands than if you're shooting a 3. And like I said, he suffered the injury earlier in the week against New York, a game, I believe, which they lost by a handful of points. But right now, Cleveland's still in a good spot, right? They're not fighting for a playoff spot. They're not, a 9 seed trying to get in or get into a play-in spot. They're pretty comfortable right now with the way the East is laid out. So I don't think it's going to have too much an effect, but I wouldn't also be surprised if Cleveland maybe goes 500 or a little bit better here over the next stretch of games while you're missing all those star players.
Hey, real quick. So he has a distal phalanx fracture. That's the technical medical definition for the tip of the thumb being fractured. That's a 4 to 6 week recovery time. Low end, a month, high end, month and a half. The season comes to an end roughly around April 12th, second week of April. So if they were to rest him right now, they could probably get a much, much better version of him right at the playoffs. I would, and if I was them, I might shell him and bring him back that first playoff session and then go from there. That's probably how I would take it.
That's a possibility. Chris, what do you think?
I think he's going to play tonight. If he doesn't play tonight, I think he plays in the next game. They've talked to a doctor. They said he doesn't have to have surgery. So I think he's going to play. The Cavs have so many guys hurt. They got Schroeder on the injury list. You got Wade, Ellis. Strus. They have so many guys on the injury report right now that I think they need him just to have enough bodies almost. So I think if he don't play tonight, he'll play the next game. Mitchell's the one I'm worried about more just because it's a growing injury and you never know how long those are going to take. So I'm more worried about the Mitchell injury if I'm the Cavs than Harden. Harden's is just going to take time to heal since they say it's not a surgery thing. So basically they're going to try to protect it and probably try to play him off ball. But the thing is, without Mitchell, it's going to be harder to play him off ball. And you don't have Schroeder right now either, a guy that could kind of help try to do a little bit of that as well. So, I think he's going. Unfortunately, I think they're going to try to push him out there probably as quick as they can, just because of the situation they are having so many guys banged up, and they want to try to stay in the hunt and not lose too much ground.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, guys, we'll move on from that and found this interesting thing online. It's the ESPN Major League Baseball lineup rankings, just the starting lineups, batting order, 9 people, not pitching staffs or any of that. And I'm going to ask, I'm going to go to Logan. Logan, what do you think that your Atlanta Braves ended up on that list?
Oh, I'll go 5th. I'll go 5th overall.
They were number 2.
Number 2. Hey, I'll pat myself on the back. I'll take it. I'll go higher. I'll take it higher. I think I already know who number 1 is. I think we can all guess who number 1 is.
We all know who number 1
guess
is.
the team out west who's number 1.
Yep, they're number 1. Yep, the Dodgers. Chris, what do you think Cincinnati ended up?
I'm going to say probably about 10.
24.
24.
Okay. And Jay, how do you think the Houston Astros ended up?
I think our hitting average last year was 247. I'm going to probably say I think we were probably, our offense was terrible last year. I'm going to say probably right at about 12 or 13.
Did we freeze up?
Did I freeze up? Somebody froze up. Okay, we're back. So 12 or 13, I think.
Yeah, Astros are 13.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good. So, of course, we got Atlanta at number 1, the Braves number 2, the Mets were 3, Seattle 4, Toronto 5, and then a big surprise. I want to see if you guys can guess who the surprise team at 6 is. I'll give you everybody a guess. This was a very surprising team to me. Chris, I'll give you the first crack at it.
What teams did you say was in front of them?
Okay, the Dodgers, Braves, Mets, Seattle, and Toronto. And then the number 6 is, I think, a very surprising team.
I'm gonna go with the Miami Marlins.
Nope, not the Marlins. Jay, what about you? Who do you think number 6 might be?
I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna take a wild. I'm gonna go a wild spin on this, and I'm gonna say Minnesota.
Nope, not Minnesota. And Logan, what do you think?
In the AL, but I'm gonna go in the East. Let's go with the young guns out there in Baltimore.
Nope, guys, it was the Athletics.
God dang it! Oh,
They had the Athletics at number 6.
I thought about saying that too, but I was like, nah, it's like
I mean, they got some good pieces, right? They got Jacob
I can
Wilson.
see that though.
They got Nick Kurtz, who hit absolute bombs last year, and I think Lawrence Butler, and I believe Shade Langoliers, I think's out there still. I mean, they have some good names.
But look who they're ahead of.
That's wild though. The A's, wow.
Yeah, but look who they're ahead of. They're ahead of the Cubs at 7, the Yankees at 8, Philadelphia at 9, and San Diego at 10.
I know Frankie's pissed at that.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll tell man the Athletics got a better lineup than the Yankees.
Oh, that's the only time the A's beat them in the last 25 years.
I don't think he can handle that.
I think that was it. I thought that was.
It must have been their pitching. I guess their pitching really hurt them a little bit.
Yeah,
their pitching was so good.
Well, they're in a minor league stadium also. Let's not forget that. So we know the dimensions are more favorable.
Yeah,
and I don't know their home road splits, but I'm assuming they're mashing the ball at home as opposed to on the. And I'm sure they're doing well on the road. Obviously, if they're ranked this high for the lineup, but those home numbers are slightly inflated due to the dimensions out there.
Athletics.
I think the Reds are pretty far back because we didn't have a whole lot of hitters over 270, and we didn't have a lot of power hitting. Of course, hopefully that's going to change with Suarez now, but we just didn't have a lot of production in that way.
Should change a lot this year with Suarez and with Sal.
Yeah, I think it will.
Hey Tony, can I guess dead last? Can I guess who's dead last?
I don't know. I only went to top 10. I only did the top 10, and then I did Houston and Cincinnati because they're kind of our team.
I think we can all pretty much assume it's in the Mile High.
Chicago?
No, not Chicago. It ain't the White Sox.
Oh, the Rockies.
It's the Rockies. Come on,
probably.
The Rockies. They were pretty bad too,
and they're in a hitter-friendly park.
Hey, I was kind of curious. I was going to ask you guys. I didn't keep up with too much with De La Cruz, but I know he's a great player. How did De La Cruz do last year in terms of years previous?
Other than errors, pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah,
His problem last year was he led the league in errors.
yeah, terrible defensively last year.
Okay. All right.
He's got off to a good start in spring training so far. But
Fast guy though, ain't he?
What's that mean? Spring training. So
Yeah, I'm about to say right now I'm watching the Braves beat Boston 14-4, and I don't care. I could care less right now.
yeah, I agree. Okay, guys, let's move on from that. Let's talk a little bit WWE Elimination Chamber. We're just going to talk the two chambers matches, tell you who's in those matches, and maybe you guys got a prediction who might win that match. Let's go to women's first. We got Tiffany Stratton, Rhea Ripley, Alexa Bliss, Asuka, Kiana James, and Raquel Rodriguez are your 6 competitors. I'll go to Chris first. Let these guys think a little bit. Chris, who do you think is going to win that women's elimination chamber?
I think it's going to be Rhea Ripley. I kind of would like to see Raquel Rodriguez win it, but I don't think they're going to go that way just because the winner of this is going to take on Cargill, who's kind of inexperienced, especially in big moments. And so I think they're going to want somebody like Ripley that's experienced in the big moments and that can kind of help carry the match and help make Cargill look good. Where I don't know if Rodriguez is quite at that level yet, where she would be ready to maybe lead a match like that and be able to elevate Cargill. So I think it's going to be Rhea Ripley.
Yeah, I agree with you. I went with Rhea also. So that's what Joe's going with too. So Joe's going with Rhea Ripley. What do you think, Logan?
Just because I like to stand out and be different from other opinions, I will go with Alexa Bliss on this one. And I say that because she's also a veteran, been around the league, been around the WWE for quite some time now, and can help lead a match against Cargill, who's been there for a little bit more than a cup of coffee now. You also have in terms of looks, right? You have Cargill, who's, who could power lift all of us, versus Alexa Bliss, who we know is, short and very quick and whatnot. But when you look at just the, kind of tail of the tape, it could be, obviously underdog versus the favorite with the champion, which could also, set up a good, interesting angle for WrestleMania, perhaps. So I think that I'll go that route, but I think that Rhea, it wouldn't surprise me one bit, obviously, if she wins, since obviously, she's been the face of the division for years now and is the most meme person I've ever seen in wrestling history. So I would not be surprised one bit if she does end up winning that and heads back to WrestleMania to have another title match, which she's had many of in the last handful of years.
Well, that's one reason I went with Rhea too, is because, like Chris said, she can lead the match and experience, but also just her star power. And right now they need star power. So that's a big matchup. Her and Jay looking at each other, that's a big matchup. So that's one reason why I think they may go with Rhea. What do you think, Jay?
Let me ask you this. Correct me if I'm wrong, Rhea Ripley is part of the tag team champions, right?
Yes, she is.
Now, I feel like does that complicate it?
Oh, okay. I'm glad you brought that up. They are defending the belts tonight on SmackDown against Nia Jax. So they could lose those belts. Or thing that I brought up yesterday, I wouldn't be surprised if Rhea didn't work both nights, if they keep the tag team belts and do a double duty and go for a title and defend a title because you got 2 nights. That wouldn't shock me because of her star power.
I think for me, it kind of goes, and I think it goes down to SummerSlam. I think if they do lose the belts, then I think that opens up the door for Ripley to take over. Otherwise, I think if she retains the belt, I think I think it complicates it a little bit. But again, I think a lot of it goes to the storyline and things like that. And I know you guys are much better in the storylines than I obviously am. But I think, and again, Rhea Ripley, she's an actor. Like, that woman can play the part. I mean, like, she makes you believe it so well, like Cody Rhodes and so many other guys or people before her. Charlotte Flair is another one that really is good at capitalizing the moment and bringing in the excitement. So I think Rhea would be a natural there. But I'm going to go, because if she retains or she keeps the belt, I'm going to go with Cargill. I think they're going to retread Cargill a little bit more. But if if Rhea keeps or loses the belt, then I think it would be Rhea.
Okay. Next up, the men's chamber. We have in that chamber Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes, Javon Evans, Trick Williams, LA Knight, and Jey Uso. Now, Jey Uso wasn't the original plans, guys. It was going to be Bronson Reed, but Bronson Reed tore his bicep off his arm on Monday night, so they had to call a pivot in the middle of the match and put Jey Uso in. So, Chris, I'll go with you first. What are you thinking about the men's chamber?
I'd like to see be Randy Orton, but I think it's going to end up being Cody Rhodes. But I kind of feel like what we were talking about last night, that it really don't matter if it's Rhodes or Orton, because I think they're both going to be in the same match at WrestleMania, because I think it's going to end up being at least a triple threat, if not maybe 4 or 5 guys in that match. So, but yeah, I think they're going to end up going with Cody Rhodes, but I'd like to see Randy Orton get one.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way. I'd like to see Orton get it, but I think Rhodes will probably win it. And I agree with you. We talked about it last night. I think it's going to be a multi-man match with at least Cody and Jacob Fatu and Drew McIntyre. I wouldn't be surprised if Orton's involved, because Drew keeps attacking these guys and interfering in their matches and stuff. So I think that's where they're headed. It could be 4 or 5. It could be 6 guys. You can see Sami Zayn involved because of the way they've been doing the storyline. So I don't think it's going to be a singles match. So, and I think they want star power, and they haven't did a lot of these matches at WrestleMania for big belts. So I think that would be, heck, you never know, they might do a ladder match. I mean, who knows what they're liable to do. So it could be interesting. Jay, who are you thinking?
Yeah, I don't know. I like Randy Orton. I do. That guy's such a specimen. He's such a specimen. I just think his time as being the headliner and things like that, I think that kind of has gone by the wayside a little bit with Randy. I think for me, I think it comes down to either Cody Rhodes or LA Knight. And I just think this is Cody Rhodes' time right now. I don't know how much longer he's going to write it out, but I just think this is still the time of Cody Rhodes. And I think they're going to still do more with his character. So I'm going to roll with Cody Rhodes just because I feel like there's still more to develop there.
Yeah, I think it's going to be Cody. But again, I don't think it makes a big difference. I know the plans have changed a lot because of the injuries. First, you had Seth Rollins get hurt. That changed storylines. And then you had Braun Breaker get hurt. That changed storylines. Then Bronson Reed gets hurt. That changed storylines. So they've been kind of through the ringer. So I don't know where they're going, which is not a bad thing. I kind of like not knowing what's going on.
Well, I want to ask you about that real quick, if I can, with the Seth Rollins. I didn't know. Is that why he's kind of taking the backs? I haven't really heard a lot about him. Is he? So he's injured. I'm assuming right now.
Yeah. A few months ago, he did a move called. Of course, I'm going to forget the name of the move. From corner to corner, Chris. What do they call that?
Coast to coast.
Coast to coast. But instead of doing it in a drop kick form, he decided he was going to do it head first. Well, the problem with that is it's going to be kind of hard to land. Well, he tore up his shoulder because he didn't land well. So I don't know what he was thinking, but yeah, that's what happened to him. So he's had surgery. I think he'll be back for Mania, but I think the original plan was going to be him and Braun Breaker.
Yeah,
Breaker got hurt. Then I thought, well, there's definitely still a story there between him and Bronson Reed, because Bronson Reed had put him on the shelf at one point. Well, Bronson Reed gets hurt. So I mean, everything I think they've had planned is just, that it keeps changing. So it'll be interesting to see where they go. We've got some representation. We got Big Glenn down there right now. He's meeting Stephanie Vaquer, I think probably about right now. He was excited about that. And then also a guy that's been on our show and also a part of GWR is Justin Terrell, Pro Wrestler Justin Terrell. He's down there taking his 2 little girls, and he spent some bucks. He's sitting on the floor. I'm not going to say what he spent, but he spent a lot. I'll tell you that.
Your mind can do that for you.
Yeah, he spent a lot for 3 seats on the floor for his little girls.
And then he got a bunch of the
autograph signing.
Photo
so, yeah,
stuff, and he spent a bunch of money on that for his daughters as well. Because I saw some of them that he showed that he bought. It's like, damn.
Yep. Yeah, he spent some money. I think his tax check is gone. I'll say that. All right. Okay, guys, let's move on from there and talk a little, just real briefly, something we don't cover a lot of, and usually if we do, Big Glenn's here, just a little NASCAR. Again, I watched the race last week and got to see Tyler Reddick win again. He's won 2 in a row. He's going to be at the Texas Grand Prix this Sunday at 3:30 Eastern, and going for 3 in a row. Guys, what do you guys think? You think he's got a shot? Can he make it 3 in a row? He's got a great team. Jordan's team, that team is hot right now. So I wouldn't be surprised if somebody from that team don't win, but I'm interested if it could be Reddick again. Jay, what do you think?
Yeah, I was actually just kind of Googling to see when the last time a guy in NASCAR won 3 races in a row. Do you guys know when the last time? Because that seems like a hard thing to do in racing.
It's probably
Glenn
back
would know,
in, like,
but
the
I don't
Richie
know.
Petty days, you know, and I feel like it's been a minute.
And that's kind of what I'm thinking. I don't think he gets it, but just because I feel like it's just going to be too hard to get 3. Not that he can't. I mean, they seem to be on a hot streak, but so multiple NASCAR drivers have won 3 or more in a row. As of March 25, Christopher Bell became the latest to do so, won 3 consecutive Cup Series races. So I guess Kyle Larson's, Gordon, Jimmy Johnson, I guess the big names have done it. So I guess it can be done. I just don't know that that's a common thing. I don't know. I'm Mark Murphy's Law, man. I feel like one shoe's got to drop.
Well, that team's been so strong because that race, that down to the end of the race, three of his drivers were in the top 5 from that team. So they had a very good chance of somebody winning that race, because the 3 out of 5. But Reddick got the job done. Chris, what do you think?
Yeah, I don't think he's going to win this one. It wouldn't surprise me if maybe somebody on that team maybe was able to get one, but I didn't watch much of the Daytona race, but I watched about half of last week's race. I watched the second half. I watched about half of the second stage and then all the third stage. And there was a lot of guys there that had a chance to win there at the end. And Reddick was able to hold him off with some help because he had a teammate right behind him, able to basically push him to the win there. But yeah, just because it's been so competitive and being the beginning of the season, I don't see him going 3 in a row. And I think this is a little bit different style track than what they've been on the last couple of weeks. So I think that'll make a difference as well. But yeah, it's almost
road race.
This
so
is gonna be a road race.
Yeah, so I wouldn't be surprised if they're not up there, but I think you're going to see some. I like Kyle Larson a lot this week being a road race.
Okay, Logan, what are you thinking?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, he's hot out the gates, but this isn't speedway or super speedway like they've been running with Daytona and then last week in Atlanta. But with the road race, I know one guy who's always a heavy favorite is Shane Van Gisbergen. I remember when he kind of came onto the scene last year, maybe the year prior. He was seemingly winning or at least finishing top 3, top 5 in all of the kind of road course races. So that's kind of his specialty in that regard. So it wouldn't surprise me if he takes home the checkered flag at the Circuit of the Americas out there in Texas this weekend. But for Larson and really just for the whole 23i Racing team, I do think that they're gonna finish strong, but I don't think they're gonna be waving the checkered flag and down each other in adult beverages after the win.
Okay, yeah, I'm planning on watching it. So
odds wise, they have Reddick as the 5th favorite.
Who do they have favorite, Chris?
The favorite is Van Gisbergen plus 115. Connor Zilch is the second favorite. Christopher Bell, William Byron, Tyler Reddick, Chase Elliott are your top 6 favorites.
All right.
Glenn's going to be sad to hear that because Chase Elliott is like his. That's his
boy. That's his boy right there.
And then right after Chase Elliott, you have Kyle Larson, and then you have Indiana native Chase Briscoe.
That's my driver.
After Larson.
Yeah, I would say y'all going for Briscoe, and I know me and Big Glenn going for Elliott, so he's an Atlanta native. So,
yep. Okay, guys, let's move on to a little entertainment. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame announced their nominees for 2026. I'm gonna go through the list, and then we'll see who you think should go in. The first one on the list was the Black Crowes. Next, Jeff Buckley, Mariah Carey, Phil Collins by himself. He's already in with Genesis, but he would be a solo act. Melissa Etheridge, Lauryn Hill, Billy Idol, NXS, Iron Maiden. You guys might know. I don't know this person. Joy Division, New Order.
Yeah, Joy Division, New Order. Those are the same, similar to Depeche Mode, Cure, 80s electronic type music. Yeah.
This band Chris was big on when he was young. Not really, but well, maybe, I don't know. New Edition.
Bobby Brown.
Yeah. Oasis, Pink, Sade, Shakira, Luther Vandross, and Wu-Tang Clan. Them are the 17 nominees. So, Jay, anybody stand out to you that you think should make it?
Yeah, real quick, I just want to point out, Joe's asked this a couple of times. I'll just address that real quick. Yeah, Joe, I'm tracking, man. Yeah, we put the franchise tag on it because I think if they're gonna lose Pickens, they better get some picks out of it. So I think that's why that happened. There's a lot of them that I don't understand. What are we doing? I almost kind of feel like now the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is just, I don't know why we call it the Rock. Maybe it's just be called the Music Hall of Fame. Because I don't look at Wu-Tang Clan as rock. I don't look at Mariah Carey as rock. I don't know what we're doing here. Iron Maiden. I grew up on Iron Maiden, Rush, Rat, Wasp. I mean, the list goes on. AC/DC. I mean, you can go on and on, right? That Black Sabbath. You know, that's what when you're talking about rock and roll, even blues. If you want to put blues, country, because country and blues together makes up rock. So I kind of can understand a little bit, maybe that direction. Out of this group here, I'd probably put Iron Maiden in for sure. I think Black Crowes have done a good job. I would probably put Black Crowes in there. Melissa Etheridge, she's had some good hits. I don't know if she's quite ready to go in just yet. I don't know how many they're going to allow in, but definitely Iron Maiden for sure. Black Crowes. Oasis has done a lot money-wise. They've sold a lot of albums. So I can see them making a case for Oasis. Joy Division, New Order, those are bands that were good in their time, but they never got to the level of Depeche Mode. NXS, you got to put NXS in there because they had that same level of success late 80s as Depeche Mode did. I mean, I remember NXS all over the place. The girls were going crazy for NXS. So yeah, NXS, I can see them in, Oasis, Iron Maiden. Those would probably be the ones I would support.
Chris, what about you?
The ones on the list that I think will get in this year would be, I think Black Crowes are going to get in. I think Phil Collins is going to get in by himself. I think Mariah Carey is going to get in. This has basically been a music hall of fame for years now.
For a while now, yeah.
It ain't just been about rock and roll. So I think Mariah Carey gets in. I do believe Iron Maiden is going to get in. I think Billy Idol also gets in.
That's what I forgot about, Billy Idol.
And then I think Wu-Tang Clan will get in this year. Outkast got in last year, and it wouldn't surprise me if Wu-Tang Clan don't get in this year.
Yeah, what do you think, Logan?
I'd put it at 6 out of 17. But so I don't know if they'll do quite 6. I figured it'd probably be between 4 and 6. So,
Chris, did you say NXS?
No.
You would take Billy Idol over NXS?
I don't know if I would. I just have a feeling that the voters are going to.
Okay. Logan, what do you think?
You're muted, Bubba.
There we go. Look, I'll put a disclaimer out here. I don't know all these bands, obviously. Okay. I was born in the late 90s. I've heard some of these bands. I have not heard all of these bands. So that's my disclaimer. However, that being said, I do know some bands who I believe that should be in, and some that, as Jay said, look, we should just rename it the Music Hall of Fame at this point.
Yeah.
If we're adding, pop, R&B, jazz, rap artist groups, just make it the Music Hall of Fame. It's simple as that at this point. So I'm with Chris. I think Wu-Tang Clan will get in. Obviously, they're very influential. A lot of great songs. And phenomenal just talent all around. I think Iron Maiden, I'm surprised they haven't gotten elected yet at this point. So I'll have 2 there. I think maybe another wild card that's not under the Rock umbrella. They might give a little bit of love to is Luther Vandross. They could give Luther a little bit of a rub there. We know he's got obviously a phenomenal voice. His R&B and soul kind of category there. I like Lauryn Hill. I don't think she's going to make it though. Phil Collins, I think, is going to be a shoe-in. He'll probably be maybe the top vote getter, if not 2 or 3, making him a double nominee at this point, or a double inductee. I think I'll go Black Crowes. I think they can make it in. I don't know if I think they'll end up getting in, and then I'm kind of on the fence about Billy Idol and Mariah Carey. Obviously, they both they both done very well, but I'm not sure if they're going to get in on the first rub. They might go next year or something like that. But so I think that gives me 4 or 5. So maybe a little bit less, but like I said, there's 17 for God's sake. You can't get them all in.
No.
And obviously for the ones I didn't name, I don't know much about like Melissa Etheridge. Pink, look, I know Pink, obviously. She's phenomenal, but everyone knows her, but I don't think she's going to make it. I don't think she's getting in at this point in time. Same, Sade, Oasis, New Edition. If they get in, great. You know what I mean? But now we're starting to, like I said, now we're getting in the bands that I grew up on, which is scary because it tells me I'm getting old. But yeah, I think we'll get a good class overall, and there's going to be, I'm sure, debate about, how come this one didn't make it? Well, I want this one to go in, just like any Hall of Fame you see.
Logan, I can't play this because if I play it, I'll get copyright infringement. But I'm going to sing just one verse, and you tell me the name of the band. I'll give you a hint. They're in this star-studded lineup that Tony just said. You ready for it? One verse.
Sure.
All you got is this moment. 21st century yesterday. You can care all you want. Everybody does. Yeah, that's okay. Everybody know? Frankie? Not Frankie's not here. Tony.
I have no idea, but I do know why you're a podcast. Why you're a podcast.
Give me a moment. Your moves are so raw.
Oh, in excess.
You're one of mine. Come on now, Tony. Let's go. We got to educate these young bucks.
Yeah, in excess. Yeah.
For my time.
What is happening right now?
I don't know. We seen a white man with no rhythm at all.
There's no rhythm. Well, we can't play this song. I'd love to play this song.
Oh yeah, we'll get taken off faster. You can put it up there.
If we get copyrighted for that, I'm gonna be mad because how should
right?
they even know what the hell that was?
Close.
Yeah,
I feel like they should pay me to hear. Or
we'll appeal.
We'll
appeal that shit.
We shouldn't get no copyright for that. I wasn't close enough for a copyright.
We're good. We're good.
Yeah. Okay, guys. I think Phil Collins should definitely go in. I think Melissa Etheridge should go in. She's also a great songwriter also. So I think she should go in. I think NXS, Iron Maiden, Luther Vandross, and I think Wu-Tang Clan will get in too because they usually do a rap version. I'm a big Pink fan. I wouldn't be surprised if Mariah Carey gets in because she just had so many hits. I mean, she was, so many hits. Not necessarily my cup of tea, but
I mean, she never belongs in a Hall of Fame. There's no. She's big enough as a start. She belongs. I guess my thing with the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is I think we made it so generic now that it's not rock anymore. It's just kind of whatever. Yeah. If you're a rock purist, like a lot of us are, you kind of get whatever. But it is what it is.
Honestly, Jay, they never give hard rock their due ever.
They don't. They really.
They never did.
You don't give metal. You don't give punk. You don't give a lot of those. It's mostly a lot of mainstream, obviously. Which good commercial success is fine.
And I think maybe it's because of album sales. The things like pop music, country, R&B, rap, that they generate a lot more money, revenue. I think it's a lot of it revenue based. And I think that's where a lot of it comes from, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's kind of like maybe sports, who you like and who you don't like. So those Hall of Fames, unfortunately, it took some bands. It took bands like Journey and Foreigner forever to get in. So So
hell, Bad Company just got in last year.
Yeah,
they've been around a hot minute.
Yeah, like it's
Been around a
crazy
long
that
time.
they just got in last year.
I agree. All right, guys, that's all I had. You guys got anything before we get out of here?
No, actually, I
No,
think
I
the
think we're
pick the
good.
thing was the only thing, but we kind of talked about that a minute ago. But I think we're good.
Yeah, we're
The
kind
flow
of
day
If you're
right now.
if you're
No
a
one to
combat
spoil it.
sports, if you're a combat sports fan, there's a lot going on this weekend. You got WWE Elimination Chamber. You have UFC Fight Night. You have a Royal American Freestyle Wrestling. So yeah, for if you're in the MMA and combat sports or pro wrestling, there's a lot going on Saturday.
Yes.
Yeah, and I know the NFL Combine kicked off the other day. Haven't really followed it too terribly much. I'll look more into it when the draft gets closer. At this point, I know like it's measurements and bench press and speed and cones and everything. Like that's fine. I'll wait till all that's finished, and then once we get closer to the draft in April, then I'm like, okay, this is what they did. But I don't have any willpower to sit and watch training drills all day for my free time personally.
Sonny Styles was impressive yesterday in a lot of his drills. I didn't watch much. I watched a little bit last night, but yeah, that Sonny Styles was real impressive athletically yesterday. He really stood out.
Yeah, I seen that. The only kind of headline I saw was Ruben Bain from Miami measured in with some of the shortest arms since like 1999 for a pass rusher, which I always love watching. I always love seeing those come out where it's this quarterback, I think it was like maybe Kyler Murray perhaps, where it's like, oh, his hands are like baby hands. He's got nothing, or just those kind of abnormalities.
Yeah,
I think you know what I think. Tony, I know we were talking about edge rushers, things like that. And I was talking about maybe drafting up to get Banks, but the more I think about it now, and maybe the combine kind of swayed me a little bit more this direction, was that kid out of Texas Tech, that edge rusher Bailey out of Texas Tech.
Oh, David Bailey, always a monster.
The more I'm thinking about it, we could probably snag him on either that 12th or 20th pick and still keep that one of the. You think he goes before 12?
He goes top 10.
I agree.
Look
how good that Texas defense was.
I agree.
And he was the main, pretty much. I mean, in a sea of tremendous talent, he was a little bit above all of them. But I mean, they had a hell of. I know they got smoked in the playoffs, but look at their regular season, man. They were phenomenal.
I think he's the kind of guy that if you draft him to your team, I think he'll get you 15 sacks. I think he's that kind of guy.
Yeah, he's going to be one of those guys that's a perennial, I think, Pro Bowler guy who. He's going to be leading the league, and if not always top, then top 5, top 3 sacks per year, kind of like a Myles Garrett or a Bosa situation. I think he's got that much talent if it can transfer over to the league. Because I mean, hell, we see guys who both sides of the ball, but defense just exclusively here. They are phenomenal in college. Say they're an edge rusher. Say they're defensive end, linebacker. They do tremendous work in college. Doesn't matter if you're an SEC school, if you're an ACC school, Big 10, Big 12, whatever it may be. But once you go against those big boys in the NFL, a little bit different, a little bit tougher. But I think Bailey, he's got that grown man strength already. If you look at him, he's eating 3 chicken breasts and asparagus for his meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and ain't getting no sweets either. So he's a hell of a player.
Well, that's all we got.
All right. Well, hey, guys, we appreciate all the continued following, all the support here on the channel. For checking us out today, we thank you. For Chris Gonzalez, for Tony Gonzalez, for being on the program here. And of course, for Jay McLovin, for holding it down as always. Once again, check out the rest of our shows here on the network. Linktree is in the description on our Facebook, on our YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, Instagram, you name it, you can find it there at the Elite Sports and Entertainment Network. We hope you all have a great, safe, and phenomenal weekend. Enjoy it, and we'll be back to come next week here on the Elite Sports and Entertainment